So, hi everyone, Claire here if you're new to me. And yeah, healing's weaved in everything I do. Reiki, shamanic healing, life coaching, hypnotherapy, blah blah. I'm only joking. That's just all this. Well, I'm not joking. The Reiki and the shamanic healing, definitely soul retrieval. I do. Yeah, I can't. Yeah, it's an energy clearing. Everything that I do is energy clearing. But and if you happen to fall into a deep sleep because you're listening to me, well, there's the hypnosis part. But again, what I mean is I am available for that in one-to-one sessions. But yeah, I do all these things. So yeah, it's important to realise that the healing is weaved through everything that I do. And so don't be surprised if you feel like shit when you start listening and you feel better when you finish. Do you know what I mean? And again, I am in the business of being a miracle worker, guys, but there's some things in life that, even listening to a healer in a video ain't gonna fix. And there is a bit of that vibe around today. Um, I'm really quite chilled and I'm quite nicely full up. I'm very listen. This one's especially for and if you're new as well, I'm a twin flame divine channel and this is a twin flame channel. So if you're not a twin flame and you're not interested in the twin flame journey, the twin flame separation, twin flame human, I can't speak, twin flame unions, twin flame inner union, balancing your masculine and feminine, as for first and foremost before any of this jazz, be ready to receive what fate has planned for you. I suppose that doesn't always need to be love, but these cards are about love. And every relationship has magical moments that can be rekindled. That was how I ended yesterday's one. Um, yeah, you got to get your own shit sorted out first, right? And that can be never mind, can be never ending. It fucking is never ending. Do you know what I mean? But at some point along that never ending journey, healing yourself, your twin will appear, provided you are a true twin flame and you're doing the work, which you all are. If you found this, even if you're kind of new, you're doing the work because you found it somehow. Whether you're divine feminine or divine masculine, right? We're gathering these ones. These ones are quite intense. So I wasn't sure if I was going to do one of these today because I'm doing Mediumship Monday. But I'm going to do this and I'm going to do Mediumship Monday right after it. But I'm gathering all the intense ones, so we'll give them a wee shuffle. Yeah, so this one's for the ADHD people because there's a lot of people that follow me with ADHD because I've got ADHD as well. And I feel it is just simply because like attracts like, when it is. Yeah, you could call it law of attraction, but a lot of the law of attraction stuff's all shite. But anyway, you can't argue with the fact if you're thinking doom and gloom and you're thinking the worst of the time, yeah, you are going to attract a lot of that. But that's not always why stuff like that happens. Um, and if you're thinking um uplifting thoughts and doing things to feel better, like that's why I'm always big about talking about even if you feel like crap, like get out and go a walk, like. Because I'll be totally honest, like again, like I said before, I've been saying that the past sort of few videos, so probably over the past week. When I take an objective look at my chart, it's like, oh shit, man, oh there's my knees cracking. And I tell you what, I've got a fucking cheek, man. I was walking for 90 minutes. I'm still fucking freezing from doing it. But yeah, basically what I'm saying is, yeah, there's quite a difficult aspect of my chart happening. It's kind of, I think I'm through the worst of it, but it's just been a bit exhausting. And painful at some points. I mean, I meant to, because again, I feel it's important for me to share. I think I wasn't sure, because again, oh, this is the other thing. If you're new, um, every word of what I'm saying is channeling. So quite a lot of the time, and even with the last sort of few videos, it could be that, especially because the memory's running out on this phone, I need to like clear stuff. But even if I chat for like 20 minutes or 30 minutes or something and I pull a few cards, like it is all part of it and it's always something that someone out there needs to hear. Believe it or not, even the most random ones, that's the ones that I think are the most random are usually the ones where someone was like, holy shit, that felt like it was just for me. And it's really funny because sometimes I'm like, oh, that's funny, I know it was for someone else. And then sometimes even that, like, I'm like, fucking hell, never mind you, that was for me. It was like, it just really depends. It just really depends. But like I say, I I love what I do. I can't lie. I love what I do, and I don't like to do these videos if I feel forced into it. I don't like fucking doing it if I feel forced in it. Fucking hell, I really. I think I'm channeling my divine masculine energy right now, or the collective divine masculine energy. Because again, that's very what I just what I just said there. What I just channeled is that is very divine masculine as I pick up the silence deck. You know, they're only going to do something when they're ready to do it, when they want to do it, not when they're forced into it. Because again, that's what a lot of you divine masculines, regardless your gender, I love you, has been around. You know, people that are putting the pressure on to take certain actions and stuff. So, but what was I going to say there? Yeah, so that's why, you know, there's been different, what am I trying to say, difficult parts of my chart are getting hit. That's just really the best way to put it. So that's why I've not been doing as well, mind you. I think I've actually kept up with the videos all right, but like I said, I was doing one every day for a while, but I think I have kind of, you know, I done one on Friday and then I left it Saturday, Sunday, which I think I can be excused for, but yeah, that's why, you know, just I've just really been watching my energy. So that's why, yeah, so basically, but it's weird. So although there's astrological reasons for why I some of these days are, you know, might have not been feeling too good within myself and all that, as well as being a collective channel and picking up on twin flame divine feminines, twin flame divine masculines, fucking both, the world stuff, all that jazz. But I do feel with me talking about my personal experience, I think it's going to relate to some of the collective too. So I'll just sort of say it. I can't remember what day it was, but it wasn't a day actually, it was a night. And there was one night, like I just, everything was actually just getting to me, like it was all just getting to me, everything. And so I just had a wee cry. And then I did feel better the next day. But it was actually, again, I'll say much later down the line what I'm talking about with where it was hitting in my chart. I just don't like giving out that information completely, because even what I'm saying now could make the fucking evil bastards out there a bit worse. But it's like, but you can't because I'm fucking through the worst. But it's kind of like what I'm saying is, you know what I mean? It's like I'll talk about it when it's actually totally over, because it's so real when certain parts of your chart are getting hit. I was like, fucking hell, no wonder I'm crying. But it's like, but at the same time, I was actually observing myself being like, you're a fucking warrior, man. It's like, you know, the things, what it takes for me to cry. Some people would have been fucking crying, you know, never mind 2 weeks before, like fucking 2 months before, 2 years before. It really does. Like, I love a good cry, do you know what I mean? But it's like, I love a good cry, and crying is not a weakness, it is a strength to just let it out and release. And I prefer, I don't know about you can let me know in the comments what you prefer to do. I much prefer to cry myself and really hermit and just really feel it to heal it, right? But then, like, say the next day or something, or maybe not even the next day, but like within the next sort of week, I would say, I would then find myself wanting to be around, like, close friends, you know what I mean, or I'd imagine, you know, if I was in twin flame union, I would want my twin flame. But do you know what I'm saying? It's because your twin flame is you. But so until your twin flame is with you, you have to give, well, not even until, even when they're with you, you have to give that to yourself. Um, and yeah, that's basically what I'm saying. Is there's a lot that's come to test me lately. There's a lot that's come to try me, and I would say with this falling away of the old Earth and the new Earth emerging, that's an interesting way to say it. Where are those cards? Um, it really is just kind of like when I say that, you know, I'm in it alongside you, like I'm not joking. Like, okay, I might have went through my dark night of the soul a very long time ago, like you're talking 7, 8 years ago. Is that right? Is my maths right? Yeah, it is 7 years ago this year. It was 2016, but I actually feel I was going through the year before that. So, you know, I mean, roughly that. And again, I went through my first spiritual awakening even before that when I was in my early to mid-20s, really. So again, which is really quite early to go through that, all that kind of stuff. But again, I've been spiritually aware from a very young age, so it is hard to pinpoint things. But again, anyway, um, before a lot of the collective, you know what I mean, is when I was going through a lot of this dark stuff. So that's why I can help people through the darkness. But there are going to be certain times in my life when my certain astrological points, or you know, my soul's blueprint is really going to be getting battered like anyone else's. And it's just it's so scarily spot on with what I would channel and say to someone else. So like, even to the point where, again, I'm being a bit cryptic, but like I say, I'll probably tell you in like a month or something. I'll be telling you a lot of stuff further down the line, with different, yeah, different sorts of unfoldings and experiences that I've been having and stuff. But it's well, things that I can put into words anyway. It's that kind of thing where, yeah, and I think, to be honest with you, that is why I was like to my, you know, to one of my best pals on Friday, I was like, "Do you want to go to the pictures?" Because I just thought, fuck, I've really fucking been through it. Like, you know, whether it's bits of my own stuff, bits of feeling all the twin flame collective stuff out there, bits of feeling my own twin flame stuff. Like, it's just, this is just fucking too much, man. Um, like, do you know what I'm saying? I'm just having a wee, it sounds like I'm having a wee bit of a moan, but, and it's interesting because, like I say, today's been one of the days where I've actually felt really quite strong and on it and capable, and I'm feeling like what I'm saying is, I feel like I have just come out of like quite a rough time of it there. So if you feel the same, then kind of what I really feel is like, I feel with what I've just said there, although I could explain it away with my personal chart, I do think that's where a lot of the divine masculine collectives have been. Yeah, yeah, I do feel that. But anyway, right. So this one came out. So there's a few cards that I pulled earlier off camera, which I'm feeling guided to share on here. So I'll put them back and see if they come out again. Um, but yeah, polar bear, stand up for yourself and speak your truth respectfully and compassionately with no attachment to the outcome. Now, first thing that comes to me is that can absolutely be about conversations with your twin flame if you're at that part of the timeline. Because we're all at different parts, remember. So if you're not at this part, again, you can hang around and listen, or you don't need to. There's always healing with everything I'm doing. So what I'm saying is, it can be quite calming to listen and everything. And when I say there's always healing with what I'm doing, like, I really do mean that. Like, so this is no different from if I was holding my hands up sending you Reiki. You know what I mean? It's like, it's just my way of sending Reiki. Because occasionally I do videos like that. And I dare say I will be doing more like that as the year goes on. But do you know what I'm saying? Just so that you actually know what I'm saying. Anyway, but that's for the newbies. Yeah, this feels like, you know, it's kind of like there was a strong feeling today of needing to do something. Like, I just, when I was out on my walk earlier, I just kept getting this real strong feeling of, I don't know, it was just a real serious, heavy feeling of needing to take action, needing to do something. Um, it's a bit like when I've described as well that one of the placements I've got, it always kind of feels like, you know, there's something you haven't done, and it feels really serious because I've got Saturn in Scorpio. Saturn's about hard work, and Scorpio fucking is hard work. Do you know what I mean? It's fucking brutal pain. Scorpio is not an easy sign. It's also my favourite sign, and it's also the most of what I've got in my chart. So just as well, it's my favourite. But yeah, this feels like, you know, stand up for yourself, speak your truth respectfully and compassionately. So it's like, you know, be full of love and understanding and empathy, but speak your truth. And then, you know, don't hold an attachment to the outcome. And it's feeling like, you know, that's for divine feminine, because it's like, majority of the time, you know, well, I would say all the time, divine feminine, regardless of your gender, is mostly always in the chaser energy. Well, for the first part of your twin flame journey, right? And then it switches, and the masculine goes into the chaser energy. Okay, I'm not a fan of runner and chaser, but it's what can explain it. And then the feminine is meant to get to this place of surrender and not being as attached, but still being attached. It's hard to explain because it's like, you know, the best way to explain it would be how I feel myself. Like, God, I can't even put into words. Well, it's like what I just said there. Like, you know, whenever I'm upset, like when I've been upset lately, I just want him. But that's been the same for the past forever. Do you know what I mean? And probably even before I realised how deep my feelings for him, I was just, I was just really shut off that it's just, yeah, he's the first person that I want. Yeah. And, but but it's good when you come out of that being so painful. Because you can hear now, like, I'm like, fuck, am I about to cry? I thought this was a good day. But it's like, um, remember, guys, if you don't know that, what about, my Gemini energy? It hits on quite a lot of my Scorpio stuff, so that's probably why I said that. And actually, it does hit my Chiron, the wounded healer. Um, I'm a North Node, which is why I'm talking right now, because it's my purpose to share with the twins, so you can explain all the reasons for it. But yeah, what I'm saying is, it's like, um, I'm totally zoning off. But again, I think this is how a lot of yous are feeling out there. Um, and it's like you just come to this place of surrender, and the feelings and the longing is still the same, but you just get to a certain point where you don't want to be in the pain part anymore, and so you just surrender. And that's where I'm trying to explain this, because it's like, that's why I'm being guided to just, to be honest, I've never, like, I haven't stopped living my life anyway. It might seem to other people that are nosy fucks looking on my life that I have, but I really haven't. Like, um, believe it or not, I haven't been approached with like about a million guys wanting if I can be my boyfriend or my husband or anything like that. Do you know what I mean? Maybe because I have got the fuck off stamped on my forehead and I acted like I had a husband for the past 20 years, but probably got something to do with it. But what I'm saying is, like, I'm not in any sort of regret about that. Like, that is just the way that my life was meant to go. And I've really been pretty happy. Do you know what I mean? I've had my times of fun, and I will have a lot more fun times to come. And yeah, those fun times just will be with him. When he decides it is so. But again, I suppose that's kind of, yeah, there's something about that, isn't it? It's like it can seem very like they're calling the shots, but it's not really like that. It's you've both agreed for when it's time for this to rekindle. Whether it's a past life or whether it's like myself and you've known each other before. And so again, whether this is, again, I'm going to still watch that back and see what that was all about. But it's going to make sense to someone. It's going to make sense to someone. It is time to stand up for yourself and speak your truth respectfully and compassionately. But don't be what I'm getting from that is, it's like if you are getting a strong feeling, divine feminines, regardless of gender, that to reach out to contact divine masculine, you've got to go in a person. Trust yourself. If you're getting a strong feeling to do it, then do it. If I had a really strong feeling to do it, I would do it, because I feel I can put and I've been able to do that. I have been able to do that over the years when it really feels. I've said this before, but again, somebody new must need to hear it. If you feel like you can put your ego aside and reach out and not be so attached to the outcome or even a reply, then do it, as long as it's coming from a good place. Like, you're thinking of their feelings and also you're thinking of your own. Like, you're doing it for yourself, you're doing it for them. But if you're doing it and like it's kind of like, right, I'm going to do this and they better reply or fuck them kind of thing, don't do it. Like, just don't do it. That's not the best place to be in. But yeah, so again, whatever that means to someone, I do feel it is about, like, so if you can let go of the outcome and the attachment, then I feel that somebody needs to hear that right now. Right, now let's get to this, because my family totally supports me in fulfilling my dreams, and I'm so grateful. Now, Louise, we love that quote. We love Louise's quotes, and it's very lovely. And it's got the penguins on it and that, and penguins are one of the animals that mate for life or some shit like that. It's also reminding me of yin yang, the black and the white as well, divine feminine, divine masculine. But what I got with the download when I was reading that on the shorts was, I'm feeling there's a lot of people's families that aren't happy. Either your family isn't happy or your twin's family isn't. And again, this isn't every twin flame pair, but it does apply to some. And if it's not family, change that to like close friends An obvious one would be like karmic partners that are still with someone, that's understandable. Or but a karmic partner basically doesn't need to be someone you're in a relationship with, you know what I mean? It can be family, friends, or even work people in some circumstances. It can even be addictions and stuff like that. It doesn't even need to be a person. So most people know that, but just to but again, so yeah, basically what I'm getting from this is maybe, you know, it's like people around you that basically don't support you in fulfilling your dreams, and don't let you know how grateful they are for you. And again, I really do feel, you know, I feel what's happening to a lot of the twin flames is I feel you're being part of this. This is really deep, and I'll be interested in these cards back up. Part of the spiritual warfare that some of you will be going through is what I'm going to call is, you know, the dark energies. Is like, you know, they'll work through people around you. So where you might have had a good connection with someone around you, whoever it is in your life, or a few people, there might just be suddenly a bit of a weird energy, or they might be a bit weird, or it's like they've got an issue with you, or whatever. Now that sounds very Mercury retrograde, doesn't it? And it can be a bit like that too. But also, again, I don't like to go too deep with it, and I'm going to have to speak in code, so either you can fucking translate the, you know, the code, or you can't. That can also be down to certain decisions that people made about their body, about things that you were told was going to protect you, and it's, you know, far from it. That I do feel is having an effect on people that done that now. Not everyone, but I've definitely noticed it, 100 million%. I've been noticing it for the whole time, really, but it's kind of gotten a bit stronger. So there's that, and I'm aware that some of you listening to this, you know, that you are one of those people. And if, like I would say, if you're somebody that done that, and then you're kind of like, oh shit, I wish I hadn't. You're in, you know, there's a lot of people in that boat. And again, sending love and prayers if anybody's actually experiencing health conditions because of that, or anyone you love or that. But yeah, it's really going down. Oh fuck, this is so not what I thought this one was going to be like. That's really deep. It's true. It's just this, and I think that's a lot of the time what it's a bit hard not to be upset by that at certain points, like because I've saw it coming as a clairvoyant. You know, I have saw quite a dark time coming, and so sorry if I can go from that to no, I can't go from that to this now. I kind of have to though. So there's an old woman that lives over the road. Like I can see this old woman's house from my window, right? And I don't know her or anything, but like, you know, just again, I'm a people watcher, and I like looking out my window and that wherever I've lived. And long story short, like I remember the other day, like seeing like carers going into this house, and I was just kind of, oh, you know, it's just this passive thought. But again, I'm a medium, as they draw me the word mediumship up there, and it's Mediumship Monday. And long story short, I was like, you know, I wonder who lives in there. Like, I wonder if it's a man or a woman. I wonder if, you know, I was just like wondering all this stuff, right? Must have been our loved ones fucking gathering around, knowing what was coming or something. Well, I'm not being funny, but you've no idea, right? When I get guided to just randomly look out my window, bearing in mind I live very high up, right? So it's like I can see people out my window because my clears are insane. You know, my eyesight. That's weird though, actually, because my eyesight's bad. But you know what I mean. It's like my hearing, especially, and even though my literal eyesight is bad, you know, obviously I'm clairvoyant, but whatever. My hearing and all that's crazy. It's insane. You know what I mean? Like if you've never heard that story, if you're new, when I lived in one of my other flats, actually that was during my dark night, so like, and it probably was about 7 years ago. Actually, probably was 2016. Yeah, my neighbour fell and broke her hip and was screaming and was lying in a pool of blood, and nobody heard her. I mean, but I don't know how, because to me it was like she was screaming. Like, I'm sorry to be blunt here, but I actually thought someone was being raped in the street. Like, I was about to get ready to fucking run out and kick fuck out of someone because I'm an Aries, sorry. But again, it's like I don't, as if, like, I'm just sort of saying that. I wouldn't have actually done it because that would be putting myself in danger. But you know what I'm saying? What I'm saying is my um gut instinct is to go and save whoever's in pain. It was horrible anyway. And anyway, it wasn't somebody, you know, being attacked or worse. It was, well, that is, you know what I mean? Anyway, it was that she had fallen and broken her hip. And but even her husband was in the same house, and his hearing is fine, and he never heard her. So there's a big story behind that, where I then seen him in the stair and he was like, how did you hear her? And I said, oh, I was quite embarrassed, but I was, because that's what I was really shy about telling people. I can still be shy about telling people, maybe not so much these days, but um, humble more. It's humble, you know what I mean? It's just, I'm proud of what I do, but I don't like when these people when I used to work in the crystal shop, and like there was this guy who used to come and be like, hi, I'm such, he had like a fucking double barrel name or something. He was like, I'm somebody, and I'm a Reiki master, and I'm a clairvoyant, and I'm a medium, and he just reeled off all these things, which, yes, I know that I do from time to time, because it is true, I'm all these things. But it's like he was doing it from a real place of ego, right? It's like he was really kind of like wanting you to be like, you know what I mean? And this is where, it might, I don't know how it comes, but at the end of the day, you either get me or you don't, like, you know what I mean? I love and accept myself, and that's really all that matters in life. If you love and accept yourself, you're fucking winning, right? And be nice to people, but if people are being no very nice to you, you don't need to be around them either. Somebody needs to hear that. And if somebody was being nice to you and they suddenly stop being nice to you, well, who knows, maybe they're in their dark night, so maybe they're going through stuff. But again, it's all this kind of stuff of, we're all going through stuff, everyone's fighting something behind closed doors. So it's a difficult one, isn't it? It doesn't mean that you have to hang around for the shitty treatment, but it also doesn't mean that you need to be everybody's best friend. You need to look after yourself, you know what I mean? And that's a very Aries thing to say, but it is true. But we can look after ourselves without being absolute C words to other people. Do you know what I'm saying? Because life's hard enough. So again, I really do feel there's a bit of that going on for folks. So like I'm saying, if you're experiencing people just acting really weird towards you where there was no issue before, well, let's face it, you're not perfect, I'm not perfect. There can be reasons behind that. And like I've said before, a lot of the time it can be because people aren't very good at telling you what they're upset or angry about, and therefore they just go quiet on you and expect you to be a mind reader. I do feel there's a bit of that. But again, I feel it's kind of like, you could see that as immature. Yes, it is immature, but when you take the more compassionate side towards that, it would be somebody that is, it's learned behaviour. So less, again, like I said, unless somebody has had therapy or, but I can think of people that have had therapy before, and, you kind of, if you don't practice it and really set the boundaries and live it out in your daily life, you can go rusty. Everyone can, even counsellor. I would say, even because, like, I finished with my counsellor September, not last year, but the year before, and yeah, do you know what I mean? I'm missing it, because it's like yeah, and it's to the point where I can definitely think, I definitely think when the time is right, yeah, if I'm guided to have a counsellor again, I will, basically. But just so this is what I'm saying, that's what I mean when I say, and it's just because basically, oh, what's wrong with you, a counsellor? Nothing needs to be wrong with you. It's just about, if you want a place to really have that non-biased person, it doesn't know everyone in your life that's going to listen to you, as long as you know they're good at what they do. Because like I say, like, there's loads of shit teachers and shit actors and shit whatever else, there's shit counsellors too, you know what I mean? So you've got to, and it's all about resonance and frequency, and I would say that's got a lot to do with what I was just saying a wee while ago there as well. That has a lot, yeah, that matters to me as well. Like, I need to know what decisions certain people have made about, yeah, their sovereignty and all that again, and each their own. But that is, I'm very strong on that it's like, I've got loads of people that made decisions like that, but I didn't make that decision for my body for a reason, and so I don't, I don't want any of that shit near me, basically. So, again, but what I will say is, if anybody in my life, which definitely is people, have had that, I can transmute the energy, but it can kind of, well, not kind of, it can zap me. It can zap me. So I've got to watch with how much I'm doing that. Oh, fuck me. So that was it. So some of all that just come out, some of that was news to me too, but it's true. Do you know what I mean? It is like, that's fucking right. Okay, let's read these cards. So, oh no, I was going to use these. So let's just see about the family thing that I'm picking up on. What do we need to know? Or family or friends. There's a family or friends disapprove of this connection. And like I always say, well, that's their fucking problem. Do you know what I mean? If you're going to let your family and friends stand in the way of happiness and true love, then you definitely need to seek therapy for that, because one day you're going to realise that wasn't worth it. One-sided relationship. Whoa, that's really fucking deep, man. Because what I started to say, and I didn't go into it, was I always miss my twin flame. Whenever I'm upset, he's always the first person I want. It doesn't mean there's no other. Obviously, I've got people in my life that I love a lot and that can comfort me. But what I'm saying is, he's my number one choice. You know what I mean? And it's and after such a long time like this, that it's been for me, like that can really get really exhausted. Yeah, and it can feel like that. Do you know what I mean? It's just like shit. Like I just can't give all this energy anymore. And I need to give back to myself, which I have been doing for quite some time. But it's amazing how they take it up a gear. Like for instance, I don't hang around feeling sorry for myself that my twin flames are here. Like, especially in Venus and Aries, it's like, right, I want to go to the pictures, right? I want to go to the pictures, have a bit of a laugh. That was fun, done that. This week I'm going to see my friend that lives far away, because I'm just like, fuck it. Because she was like, I can come see you. I was like, nah, do you know what, actually, I want to get away from here, actually. I want to see, and I did say that in the other one, it was stronger. It was like, fucking, it was more like I was channeling somebody that actually wants to move away, which is more than likely going to be somebody watching this, because that was definitely how I said it. But it's like I get that kind of, that's my Sag moon. That's if for other people it'd be going away on a plane or something. But for me, it's more freedom. Like me getting out and just walking by the sea is freedom to me. It's just getting out, and no matter what's going on in my life, especially if I'm not feeling so good, um, it gives me energy. It gives me life. Like I'm going to sleep great tonight, hopefully, because I walked for so long. And what was nice about today, and I haven't done that for months. Like I'm talking like probably like 6 months or something. I always walk with listening to something, right? But today, the phone, they'd orchestrated it basically, because I feel like I manifested it. Because last week I thought I really need to start walking with no headphones in, like no music, no listening in, and just silence. Because I did when I started doing that years ago. Now I'd done it when I found out I had, well, yeah, when I found out about the ADHD. That's when I dedicated to walking every day, and that's why I stand by. That's why. Well, it's not that's why, but I'm a healer, so I know the things that are going to work for me, and it's never Western medicine, because it's all fucking sham antibiotics and that's all bullshit. I'm just watching an interview actually. That's that what's his name again? Stephen Bartlett guy's interviewing somebody talking about all of that, about how you know antibiotics and that, and he's a scientist anyway. But it's just basically what I'm saying is that somebody knows what they're talking about, and he's basically so funny when you, whether it's a bloody shaman or scientist or whoever, he's just basically saying what loads of other people say, that the best nutrients and that come from the ground and plants and all that. And we already know that, or at least I know it, we do already know that. I feel like I'm not good enough for you. So basically there's something about somebody stays away from you because they feel like they're not good enough for you. And so rather than try to match your energy, they just give you nothing, because then it's like they can just tell themselves, well, I've not tried, so I don't know that. If you don't try, then you can't fail. Something like that. I check on you from afar because they care. More than you'll ever know, is what I just heard. There was someone interfering in our relationship. A dive in and out relationships. And that's kind of like the truth of it, I think, for a lot of people, is that it's like, this isn't for everyone, but this is definitely going to resonate with some of the masculines, that it's like the person interfering in the connection. Because again, relationship's a bit strong, but it just means the connection between the divine masculine and divine feminine. Again, some of you might have been in a relationship, whatever the deal is. Some of you fucking been in marriages and whatever. it's, yes, it can be somebody else interfering, like Cha-Cha coming in and, you know, Danny and Sandy. That's what I always think karmics are. Do you know what I mean? It's like fucking somebody swooping in and taking your man. Or the one that is fucking meant to be your man, whatever. Or your woman. Change it when it applies. But we know what happens there. It's fleeting. It's fleeting. Because then he's walking around feeling hopelessly devoted. But yeah, the truth of it is kind of like, you know, somebody. This is reminding me of that. Oh fuck! It's the channeling that I done in January, and I actually never published it. And I don't know why I never published it. I'll need to listen to it again. I just think I thought it wasn't time yet, but whatever reason. But anyway, I've spoke about love languages and attachment styles on quite a few videos back in, like way back in January, maybe in December, but I think it was early January or mid January. But there's one in particular. And again, I just spoke to my phone, so it's a blank video, but I'll watch it again and see. I'll listen to it. But it was basically just me saying that it's like, you know, that kind of particular style, that attachment style, is somebody that they don't want to make a real intimate connection with anyone. So they will just kind of, if they're in a relationship, they're not fully in it. Like their heart's not in it. They're going through the motions, but their heart's not in it. And when we're talking about twin flames, it's because their heart's with you. If you're the twin flame watching this, or you'll know that if you're the one that's in that. And I know that some of my clients are going to resonate with that. But it doesn't mean that won't hurt for the other one, does it? To be like, well, I don't really want to think the person that I love be with anyone. It doesn't really matter if they're not in love with them. It's like they should be with me. And that is, you know, it's true, isn't it? It's not nice, but it's something that I've, again, for years pondered that. Like, and people would question me too. It's like, I've just never been jealous. Even when I've heard of like my twin casually being with someone or seriously being someone, it's like I just get out. Like, look, I laughed there. It's like I was just kind of, I'm just kind of like, it's just like my soul's kind of been like, even if that lasts 10 years, it's just not going to last forever because I know how he feels about me. Like that, that might seem like really overconfident, but seriously, that is always what my soul's told me. And it's weird because my soul told me that before my confidence was even up to par. But even way back then, I did have enough confidence to be like, I couldn't care who, like, how good looking somebody he gets involved with it. They're not me. Like, and trust me, like, 10 years plus ago when I was hanging out with him, like, I was a lot slimmer. Um, yeah, do you know what I mean? A lot slimmer. It would have been in my prime, and you know, now it's like things are very different. Do you know what I mean? I'm not as slim as I'd like to be. I've got a shitload of grey hair, which I'm trying to get away with not dyeing as much right now because I've mostly got the hat on. But you know what I mean? It's like, yeah, my hair would be fully grey like fucking 10 years ago if I didn't dye that shit. Um, and I really think I've had a hard deal with the wrinkles considering I'm not a sun worshipper. Do you know what I mean? What do you want me to say? But I love myself unconditionally, and I still would say really confidently that it will annoy the fuck out of him, but he loves me just as much as I love him. I mean, that is the truth of it. So yeah, I'm not ready. And that's why somebody does that. I dive in and out of relationships because they're not ready for the intimacy. But I wish I could take it back. And I'll find my way back to you one day. I can see myself with you in the future. I feel that's past energy. I feel this is what somebody has done. And it might still be kind of present, but I feel it's what somebody has done. And I think the world of you. Now that's, oh God, see, I mean, why did they go that deep? But that has kind of hit me because I can't remember even seeing that card before. This might be the first time. And that is something that my twin quite passionately, he didn't shout it, but he did kind of shout it, but I mean like shout in a nice way of like, you know, he said, and it was to my friend because it was a bit dramatic that night when I think she'd maybe said something like, she's crying because you've upset her. Look at that. I think the world of you, you're the love of my life. That, look at everything I just channeled and then those cards. But that's on the bottom again. I feel like I'm not good enough for you. still have growing to do. Oh man, this feels like it went a bit too deep. Anyway, let's keep going. Right, so where is the divine feminine on our ascension process? Set love and boundaries. Oh my god, yeah, this is going somewhere with this. I never stop anyway, you know what I mean? It's like, that is what I done with my twin, even when I was really young. Even when I was dying to see him, even when he was phoning me in the middle of the night and he wanted to come, well, never mind middle of the night, it's probably fucking early hours of the morning, but I'd be like, no, even though I really wanted to see him, because I just thought, I love having a bit of fun with him, but at some point I want the bit of fun to turn into something more serious, and I want to keep him forever, thanks. So my soul's telling me I'm going to need to set some love and boundaries with this guy. And you know, I'm going to have to lose him for a while to get him back. I'll let you know how that one pans out. That's before I knew he's my twin flame. Was it actually? I always think, well, I don't know. That's what I mean. You just intuitively know, even before you know. But yeah, set love and boundaries. Where's the divine masculine at? Oh, I've only got 10 minutes left on the timer. They're a king. They're ready. Divine masculine is a divine masculine. So this is why I was saying that's past energy. Master Alchemist, Violet Flame activation. And remember, Saint Jane, maybe someone's called Jane out. Saint Germain the Violet Flame is what I channel and is in my aura every day, and that is who works with Violet Flame in it. And that, let me tell you, that guy on that card is a fucking double in my twin flame. It's hilarious. Every time I use that deck, I'm like, oh, it's down there. Let's see if he comes out. Oh, they're really like, is he kicking about here? Even just to show you. That'd be weird, because there's only 4 cards. Are any of them him? No, but there's me. That's not his twin flame in that. I don't actually, who is? No, it's Lady Portia. Is the Joan of Arc, voice of truth. Stand strong, focus on your purpose, release the fear of persecution, and speak your truth. Again, this is what I help people do. I connect with Mary Magdalene, Joan of Arc, and the Lady Portia one, obviously. But anyway. I did kind of, yeah, there's something going on there. Because you're set, and if this is just for you, if you're not in it, it's like, because it goes for just your inner energy too, as well as you and your twin. If this is resonating me a bit, it's like, setting love and boundaries, that is your divine masculine energy. So it makes sense that divine masculine comes out for divine masculine. It's like when you set love and boundaries with them and just everyone, it helps your divine masculine become the divine masculine, especially if they've just been letting people get their own way all the time, or not speaking up where they need to, which is what a lot of divine masculines do. Until they don't. Change your perception, yeah, because look, there's beyond the illusion, the spell work, this, I don't know why this doesn't look like a spider before, but it's feeling like one, and it's weird, the way I've put my hair up, it's like the clip's falling out, and it feels like that massage thing on your head. I do feel this is the illusions that have been cast over the twin flames about why this can't happen. It's breaking, because look, welcome home, 11/11, mission accomplished. I do feel, if you feel like you're at breaking point and you're exhausted, it's probably quite a good sign that something's happening. I think people are taking responsibility where they need to, telling the truth, speaking up. Your twin flames doing that, and so everything's possible. So no matter how challenging things feel, just increase your frequency, higher conscious awareness. Just know that things are happening, and oh my god, that's Friday, isn't it? I think the 3rd of March is Friday. So I feel there's things could actually be happening around that 3rd of March. Now it could just be energetically within your own life, or I do feel that is for things happening in the physical too for some folk. Right. Let's just fire away with some, because the timer's going to run out. What else do you know? What silent message does the divine masculine want to give the divine feminine? I get emotional when I think of you, yeah, because they're in their divine feminine energy, or you are if you're watching this, And it is Pisces season, hashtag all the feels, which is why we are going to all be quite emotional, whether you're with your twin or not. Even when you're with them, you're probably just going to be crying. Again, I say that all the time. I don't know about him, but like I'll be fucking bawling my eyes out when I hear the truth that I've known for a very long time about how he feels for me. There is something I am hiding from you, and I did just say the truth that he's been hiding from me. And so, yeah, what they've been hiding from you could be stuff that's more stuff, you know, that you don't know, they're not going to like, shit like that. I definitely think there's going to be some of that going on. Maybe not for everyone, but I have unwittingly sabotaged our connection. Well, that's not a secret, but it's kind of like, yeah, what they could be hiding from you is like how they really feel, you know. I'm sending you love and energy. Can you feel it? Obstacles have been in the way. Divine counterpart. Will you give me a second chance? I wish you knew how grateful I am to have met you. Right. So these are the things that someone might say, things like kind of similar to this. But give them a break, right? You know, not all fucking people out there speak like that, like, you know, and as in like, you know, they're not all going to pub in with fucking poems and shit like that and whatever, you know. Just let you just want your twin to be them, don't you? Right, what else do we need to know? I can feel you pulling away if you've moved on. The Divine Masculine can feel that the Divine Feminine's detached and not putting her life on hold where you might have put your life on hold, or even if you don't feel like you've put your life on hold, it's like you're just more detached than ever, and that's good because that is what brings you together. So it's not a bad thing, Divine Masculines. All I want to do is talk to you. Do it then. Fucking hell. Especially mine if he's watching this. Everything I do for our future. Sounds like a Bryan Adams song or something, doesn't it? I don't want this to be over with us. I keep seeing signs of you everywhere I go. Now, that's not all Divine Masculines, but I am channeling a collective where it's like, you know, they can feel that you're more detached and they really want to talk to you, but, you know, the silence is when a lot of healing's going on and it's needed and separation's needed. But what I would say is if this is you and you're Divine Masculine, you're going to have to do it afraid. Everybody in that position is afraid, and like I always say, you got to do it from, that goes for what I said to Divine Feminines too, you got to do it from a place of not being in your ego, right? Your ego's going to make you really, really afraid, but it's like, yeah, you can't avoid it, like, so if you're waiting for you not to be afraid, you're going to be waiting a very long time, and you could lose people from doing that. And that's a shame if that's going on. If somebody is actually working hard for a future with you, but they just failed to fucking tell you that part, then you know what I mean? I've been learning a lot about spirituality, but in the silence, you know, they're reading up about Twinflames. Will you ever forgive me? This has been a strong theme today that I'm noticing in the collective. This is why I'm one of the people that's here to say all the time, I forgave my twin flame fucking years ago for whatever I would have, you know, have a right to be pissed off about. So, yeah, that's important just for Divine Masculines to hear that, you know, like mine obviously, but everyone in that position, that if it's your true Divine Feminine, I bet you they forgave you a very long time ago. But again, it depends what it is you've done, and it's kind of like, yeah, I can't say it any other way than that, and the timer's about to run out. Right, give us one card for Divine Feminine. Think before you act. Will you choose me? Oh, right, this is for Divine Feminine, right? Think before you act. If you're feeling like you need to contact them, I think you're actually picking up on them wanting to contact you. So again, tune into your personal situation. Again, if you're really sort of swaying and you're kind of stuck in your head, I'd urge you to book a session with me or anyone that you trust. But look, the reason I'm saying that is whatever you're thinking about, don't do it. Now is not the fucking time. I think there's reasons in Divine Masculine's life where it's not a good time. Not everyone's, but it is for someone. Divine, let's put these back, see. It's going to end, so it'll end abruptly, so I'll see you in the next one. Well, I'll see you in Mediumship Monday when I clear room in the other. I'll do it on the other phone. Divine Masculine is 1 cup, yep. because some divine masculines are ready to offer that love. This is new beginnings. This is a birth for something new. It can be literal birth. It's like, yeah, they're ready to offer that love. My cup runneth over. I just dream and wish for everything. They're sick of dreaming and wishing, and some of them are going to do something about it. So you've been picking up on that. And yeah, detox your mind, body and soul. That's what I help people do. What else for the divine masculines? Have you eaten? You're acting like a big ass baby. You need food in your belly, eat a fucking taco. But I feel that's like divine masculines are in the dark night of soul. That's like, you know, they're not reaching out because they've been healing themselves from difficult situations. You're being shady. Watch out, shit could get ugly. Oh God. I think that's like, you know, it's time to tell the truth. Get after that shit. The world has your back. That project, that person, that idea's waiting. If you're waiting for a sign, we'll hear it fucking is. That's hilarious. What the hell are you waiting for? Get that shit done. Right, okay. And the timer's about to run out. That's very clear. Some good shit is about to happen. Don't let your issues fuck it up. You think someone's lying, they are. Get the fuck out of your head.